All right, so we're gonna get started here. Oh, just gonna sit down for a second.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here.
Glad to have you. Okay. Oh, so I have a little reading I'd like to share from something that Leonard Cohen had said once. Something that I had never heard before, but I'll share that in a moment. We're going to actually begin in a seat today. And good to have you guys. See, they say 5 minutes of sun, but I see lots of suns, right? Like sun shines right in front of me. So good morning. Okay. So if you need to blow your nose, I think let's work with the alternate nostril breathing today. And by the way, there's a full moon out last night and the energy is supposed to be like affecting us for the next couple of days. So if you feel a little extra emotional or anything like that, that could have some influence on it. But we'll take our peace fingers down. We'll go alternate between ring finger, thumb. You guys all know this. So the first thing is just first to find yourself grounded and try to find yourself in some stillness for a second. And take your next breath out through the nose. And you'll breathe in deeply through your nose. Basically just prepare for a deeper breath now. I'm just gonna mute us for a second, or mute you guys for a second too. Okay. So now go ahead and breathe out all the way. Press your right nostril. Inhale through the left side. We'll hold right here. Maybe plug it with a ring finger for a second. Now release the right side. And try to pause at the bottom. Let's go ahead, inhale the right side. Plug the nose right here, hold. Exhale the left side. Pausing at the bottom. Inhale the left side. Hold. Exhale the right side. Relaxing the shoulders more. Inhale the right side. Plug the nose. Exhale the left. Once more, inhale the left side. Plug. Exhaling the right side. One more, inhale the right side. Plug. Exhaling the left. Once your breath goes all the way out, release, inhaling both nostrils. And breathe in again. Hold here, sit tall. Slowly let it out your mouth, as slow as you can. Once you breathe in again through both nostrils as you let that breath out. Breathe in again, a quicker breath. And one more time, just let it out as slow as you possibly can. We'll begin to come into a seated pose where we can extend our legs forward. And I always like to recommend a blanket or a towel sitting. A slight elevation is always nice. So bring your hands on the floor right beside you to begin today. Pull the chest, lift that up, pull your shoulders down, maybe shrug the shoulders out a few times. And then inhale, reach those arms, if you could, overhead. And extending with your heart, lead with the heart, and then let your arms come down somewhere. We haven't warmed up yet. Don't, have too many expectations right now. And let this be not rigid in the body, but not too soft either. So the kneecaps are pulling in. There is awareness there at the quadriceps. They're slightly engaged. The heels can be pushing in a little bit. I like to imagine like the tops of my feet almost flexing towards my shins. So that makes me flex my feet. When you inhale, come up, As you exhale, plant the hands down right behind you. Let's go ahead and put a bend into the knees so that we can lift up into a reverse table. And if this is too much on the shoulders, you can always keep your bottom down. So we all know modifications without me even having to express it. As you exhale, slowly lower down. And this time, let the bottoms of the feet come together. So actually for the first one here, let's actually let those legs come really far. Let's make more of a big diamond shape in the legs today. So the more we have the heels close to us, it's more inner thigh. Let's get low back first, and then we'll get the inner thigh next. So go ahead and reaching forward with the heart. You could hold anywhere onto the feet or underneath if you desire. But drawing the shoulder blades back. So I also, think of a broad torso. I know women don't like to think of their chest and that being broad, but spacious. Think of spacious. Let's take one more deep breath there. When we inhale, let's go ahead and come up, but then bring those heels a little closer or a lot closer in, as close as you can get them. And still the bottoms of the feet are pressing together, and then actively pull the knees towards the floor, even though you're not touching them. And then begin to, I'm going to hold my feet here. It allows me to kind of feel more stable for some reason. So go ahead and come forward with your heart, and as actively pull those knees towards the ground, outer thigh, outer knee towards the ground. So really engage the outer glute to get the stretch on the inner thigh. And let's take about 2 more breaths here. Breathing in now, slowly start to come up. And let's go ahead and let the feet come down upon the mat about shoulder distance. Hands behind you, this time just windshield wipe your legs. So I am thinking let's do a series of core before we begin our flowing. If your back is tender, always you could just keep the feet on the ground or modify in some way. I'm actually moving my blanket out of the way, but we're doing a series here for hip flexors and for our core. So start to keep the feet down, hold the backs of your thighs to begin. Straight spine, start to lean back slightly, right? And then let's go ahead and boat pose, lift our legs up. So I would recommend probably knees bent for this one here. Arms can reach forward. Again, heels can be on the mat. So try to tilt a little bit more towards the tailbone if this does not hurt you. So that will get a little bit more core activated versus just completely hip flexors. Let's take one more deep breath. And then slowly let those feet come down or legs come down. Now this is like a tricky part. And Donna, be very careful for this for your hamstring. Maybe bend your knees, Donna. So if you have something pulled in the back of the leg, just be careful, guys. So the hands are going to come down along your sides, but lean forward a little. Pressing your hands down, try to lift one leg up like you're marching, and then lift the other. Oh, it's so hard. And then one leg up. So leaning forward helps a lot. So I'm lifting, I'm like march, lift, whew, lift, lift. See if you could do right and left side one more time and set it down. And then let's go ahead and start to lay down all the way so we get to the low back. This is the core we do for our low back. Start to lift those legs and those arms up so the arms can reach forward. You can always keep the upper body down or bend the knees. So those are the modifications. So we're just going to hold this. So holding this, begin to lower the legs to where you feel a little shaking maybe going on. And at any time you can come down and meet me, but otherwise we're just going to try to hold for 20 more seconds. So I'm going to start crisscrossing my ankles back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So come up. Take a bend into those knees. Legs start to lift again. The boat pose where we're more on the tailbone. So if you want more active or more intense, everything can straighten a lot more. So about 10 more seconds and whatever you chose. So lift up your chest. And then exhale, release. And one more time, we're going to march it out 6 times. So 3 on each leg. So you come forward. So again, if you need to bend the knees, you can bend the knees if you have something going on and you're, just go ahead and bend the knees if you want to and like march it out. Yeah. So 6 times. I hope you're counting. Good. And then extend. One more time for this part of our core, the mid section and low section. Let's go ahead. This is a very effective, probably most effective over the boat. So go ahead and come up into that. One more core. And try to relax the jawbone space. And even though the breath won't go as deep because you're using the core muscles, try to still breathe deeply. Okay. Woo-wee. And then let's go ahead. Arms come down, just your arms. And let's crisscross for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You guys are looking good. 2. I see all these toes flying around, and 1. Good, and 2-way release. Woo. All right, toes pointing forward, long, long legs. And hug both knees in now. Let's go ahead and rock the spine in little circles, your low spine, little circles with your shins. And just for a moment, we're taking a reclining twist to the right. So literally like 10 seconds just to move the spine a little bit. And then we breathe in, go ahead and use the core, reach those knees up, exhale the knees towards your left. And go ahead, go in fetal pose on the left side. Fetal pose, just lay on your left side, pushing, if you can, push your way up. And let's make our way to table. Let's do some cat-cows today. The table, cat-cow. Rounding out as you exhale, inhale, arching. Next time you breathe in, begin to flatten out your spine. Let's go ahead and curl the toes under, shift into down dog. And saying good morning to those calves. You could bend deeply just one of your knees. Go ahead and bend deeply one knee, push back through that opposite heel. Just pause here. And then switch it out. And pause there, a breath or 2 more. Good, breathing out, bend both knees, walk or jump to the top of your mat. And come up halfway, breathing in. And breathing out, fold forward. So if back is tender, bend the knees quite a bit. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach those arms up, 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 up. And then this time, just bring your palms together at your heart center, or you can keep your arms down on your sides, but go ahead and set your intention for your practice today. Just take a moment, something private and personal. What do you need today? And so let the energy of this practice begin to fuel, our practice. So inhale, reach the arms, circle them up overhead. And side bend to the right. Coming back to the neutral space. Exhale towards your left. Come back to neutral. Let's go ahead, goal post, arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift your sternum. Good, fold forward, breathing out, and take a bind behind the low back now. So reach those arms up and away. So if the shoulders are tender, don't worry, don't grab your hands, just let your arms hang and grab elbows if you want, or calves. Yeah, good. One more breath there. Let's come up halfway, arms to a T. And so let's hang out here for 3 deep breaths. So arms are open. If you want more intensity, the arms can come forward. If you want a little more intensity, heels can lift off the mat. Good. One more breath and then drop the heels if they're lifted, fold forward over legs. Let's step back, plank pose, plank pose. In this plank pose, let's go ahead, lower down. Rolling open a cobra. Let's take 2 to 3 breaths in cobra or up dog. And really just press the tops of the feet into the mat, pull those shoulder blades back, and then exhale, lower. Let's go ahead and make our way back to a down dog. And bend deeply into one knee, push back the heel of the opposite leg. And notice how the calf might feel different than the first time. And then go ahead, bend the other knee, push back through the opposite heel. Good, bend both knees, walk or jump back to the top of your mat. Coming up halfway, breathing in, just a breath, and then exhale, fold forward. Come back to standing, inhale, arms come up. As we do, grab the left wrist, lean to the right again. Breathe in, come back to center, lean to your left. And as you breathe in, come back to center, goalpost arms. So a lot of times I see butt stick out, so tuck the tail, it's just the heart that opens. And then grab your hands if you want behind you and fold. Otherwise, just a normal forward fold, couple breaths. Reach up halfway, arms to T or forward or off your heels. You decide where you want to be, couple breaths there. Then drop those heels uplifted, fold forward. Let's go ahead, step back, plank. Now this time, take a nice big inhale. And the slowest exhale, lower to the bottom of a push-up. Your slowest exhale. Very good. Roll open, cobra or up dog. That was beautiful, guys. Exhale, down dog. And if you haven't started Ujjayi breath or, just paying attention to the breath every once in a while. Walk or jump to the top of your mat. Come up just halfway, one breath. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, reach those arms up. And once you arrive, side bend to the right. Come back to center. I like your pajama pants, Paula. Which Paula? Inhale, Paula K. And then you're gonna pull those chest muscles open. And then take your bind behind you. But I like yours too, Paula. Fold forward. Good, lift up halfway, arms to a T or forward or on those tippy toes. Good, fold forward. Let's go ahead again, step back, plank. So one more time with awareness, inhale deeply. Slow breath out, lower down as slow as you can. Good, rolling open, cobra. Exhaling to your down dog. Let's begin to lift the right leg up into the sky. Let's actually do pigeon before we do all the other stuff. So bring that right shin forward and pigeon pose right here in the beginning. So this reading from someone wrote, Leonard Cohen said his teacher once told him, the older you get, the lonelier you become, but give this a chance, guys. And the deeper that you love, the deeper love you need. This is because as we go through life, we tend to over-identify with being the hero of our stories. This hero isn't exactly having fun. He or she is getting kicked around, humiliated, and disgraced. But if we can let go of identifying with him or her, we can find our rightful place in the universe and love more satisfying than we've ever known. People constantly throw around the term hero's journey without having any idea what it really means. Everyone from CEOs to wellness influencers think the hero's journey means facing your fears, slaying a dragon, and gaining 25,000 followers on Instagram. But that's not the real hero's journey. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Let's go ahead and go back to a down dog or a three-legged dog. So just taking a few breaths there. Softly set that right foot down if it's lifted. Let's do the other side. Left leg starts to lift on the inhale. And then go ahead and bring that left shin forward. So very brief, about a minute. in the real hero's journey, the dragon slays you. Much to your surprise, if you couldn't make that marriage work, or much to your surprise, if you were 40 with no kids, no house, no prospects, much to your surprise, the world didn't want the gifts you proudly offered. But if you're foolish, this is where you will abort the journey and start another one and another one and another one. So for a brief illusion of winning. But if you are wise, you will let yourself be shattered. You will let yourself return to your village humbled, but with newfound sense that you don't have to identify with a part of you that needs to win, that needs to be recognized, that needs to know. So this is where your transcendent life begins. So embrace humility in everything. Life isn't out to get you, nor are your struggles or your faults. Every defeat is just an angel tugging at your sleeve, telling you that you don't have to keep banging your head against the wall. So if there's anything that maybe you could just let go of, just the gripping, the unrealistic expectations, just let it go or let it be. Let's take one more breath. Come out of that pose, down dog or three-legged dog. And set that foot gently down. Let's begin to walk or jump back to the tops of our mats. Coming up halfway, breathing in. Breathing out, fold in. So let's come back to standing. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up. And then exhale, the hands together at your heart. So dropping the arms down from here along your sides to separate the feet about, again, hip distance to shoulder. Let's go ahead and take our right arm behind the low back and just reach the left arm over the ear and just pause here for a moment. And then breathing in, you'll just reach both arms up and then you'll do the other side, left arm behind the low back, maybe look down if it feels good. And then take both arms back, take a bind again like you did maybe in the beginning, and fold in. So let's go ahead and draw the left knee to the left shoulder as you bend that left knee a lot. Straighten your right leg, roll the right shoulder blade back. Releasing that, do the same thing other side. And then release. Let's go ahead, plant the hands down. Either take a vinyasa or just step back to down dog, your choice. Good morning, Linda. All right, so beginning brand new flow. So perfect timing, Linda. Lift your right leg up into the sky. And in this three-legged dog or table, if you desire, let's tap the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, let that leg lift up. Let's see if we could tap it 2 more times. And again, you could do this in table as well. This next time though, step your foot outside of your hands, So you might even heel toe the right foot till it's at that, side, long side of the mat. So let's go ahead and hands are down. Let's start to drop our hips, or like that left hip a little bit. Not that you're dropping it more, but let it get heavy, that top thigh. Pull the heart open, one more deep breath, and then maybe top of the head just moves forward and the right thumb points forward as you extend your arm, and your bicep and your ear are aligned. So bring the right arm as if you're like you're about to shake someone's hand. Pull the right shoulder blade back into your back pocket. Let's take one more breath. Good, now drop both hands down, heel toe that right foot in towards the middle now. Coming into crescent warrior, let's lift the arms up overhead. The back heels, might be lifted in this pose. It's more of a balancing kind of warrior. And we're pausing. So adjust the stance in any way that you might need to. If it feels good, we're going to take some movement 3 times, 3 dips. But if it feels better, stay still, do that. But stay tall. Try to keep those ears over your hips. Good. After those 3 dips, maybe that back heel drops down more like a warrior 1. And we'll take eagle arms. So let's go ahead and take the left elbow. Let's take the right elbow on top, just so I can remember this. Inhale, pull the chest open. Lord knows I need all the help I can get sometimes. So fold right inside the thigh and round the back. So if you have something going on in your back shoulder, maybe you just kind of hug your shoulders instead, or point to the back ankle. You can bind your hands. Good. Now inhale, use your core, come right back up, and let's reach those arms back up. Yeah, undoing any bind. So now there's two options here, pyramid pose, a bind or not. So I'm shortening my stance, right? Legs are straight. So even if you'd rather, you can try beginning with a fist bump behind you or hands on the ground. So you just start to extend over our right leg. That's why we were actually in the beginning trying to get our hamstrings worked a little bit so I can get a little more limber for this pose today. So this could be, more muscular by pulling those arms back. It takes a lot more low back and core, but try to be like Goldilocks, medium ground in your pose. Now everyone place your hands down. Surround the right foot on each side. Make sure that your broad chest is facing towards the ground. And then inhale, the right arm can lift, revolved triangle. So if this feels stressful, sometimes just putting a block under the left hand is very helpful. Very helpful. Good. Take one more deep breath. Good. Now exhale, both hands come down, standing splits. I know we've been inverted for a bit. So if you're feeling lightheaded, lift your head above your heart, but otherwise let your head hang. Let the left toes face towards the sky. Get both legs longer than you think you can. Good. And then let's go ahead and take a runner's lunge again. So you're down low again. I can feel this in my hip flexors. All right. So drop to the knees for a moment, guys, just because I'm going to show you something that I don't normally teach it this way. Okay. It's kind of like a curtsy squat, but a little different. So I'll show you first. So hands come down. I'm taking my left foot, my left ankle. I'm just going to kind of cross it behind my right. And then I'm going back to a runner's lunge. Woo-hoo, it's really low the whole time and I can feel my glutes. So I'm going to go low, bring that left ankle kind of pause or crossed behind my right ankle. And then I bring it back. Okay, ready? Let's try it. So bring it forward, pause, and then set it back with control. Bring it forward with a pause. Woo-hoo, and then bring it back with control. Yeah, we're gonna kick ass. Let's do it one more time. And then bring it back with control. Very nice. Now let's do revolve side angle. So if you're tired, drop that shin down, pull the right arm up so the knee is bent now. So getting a lot of twists. I'm sorry if you had breakfast. Good. Now for one more transition. Coming off your back knee if possible. Let's let our left fingertips come off the ground and then slowly hook, really slow, hook that left elbow outside for a prayer lunging twist. And then looking down, step forward to chair prayer twist at the front. Yes. Maybe sink your butt, open those arms if you could. And then let's inhale, stand up. Oh, back bend. Ooh, my glute. So right side of the glute. Did it? Yes. Hopefully you're okay, Donna. Don't overdo it. Okay. All right. Hands to the low back. Separate your legs. Separate them as wide as our mat, or somewhere close to that. We're gonna get our knees really soft, and we're gonna see if we could be like, I don't know, like you ever see that movie The Ring? No, we're just crawling around. You're being weird. I'm being weird. So we're just kind of opening up the heart, like gymnastics, circus kind, and then go ahead and release. Okay. Roll out your shoulders. Ready? Take the right arm behind the low back, side bend. Yeah, come back through neutral, switch arms. Maybe again, bind the hands. We'll lift our chest open and I'll meet you in a forward fold. So you don't have to bind your arms at all. Ooh, there's a big spider on my foot. Oh, okay. And that's not the spider I just saw on my wall. I must have babies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. As you hear breathing, I'm being invaded. Hands to the shins this time. Lift up halfway. There's two big spiders in my room. Top of the push-up. I'm trying to be yoga-like and not do anything on your next breath. Lower down. But I'm terrified inside. Open up, cobra. Down dog. Okay, so we get to do the left side now. Left leg lifts up, three-legged dog. Go ahead from here, tap the left knee to the left elbow. Remember, you could do table and left knee, left elbow. 3 times, tap it to the elbow and back up. And then we step our left foot outside of our hands, So this is that low, almost like baby dragon preparation. We're just pausing here for a moment. So to get more psoas and quadricep, let your right thigh feel heavy and start to dip towards the ground. Pull the heart open. And then start to extend the top of the head forward, and the left arm extends forward, still inside of that left leg. Thumb is pointing upwards, and we're pulling the shoulder blades down, away from the ears. Good. This is kind of intense for me. Now go ahead and placing both hands down, heel toe the left foot towards the middle, so we can come into crescent warrior now. Arms are coming up. And take some deep breaths here. Ones that feel relaxing to you. And then we could do 3 dips if you want to. And breathe with it as you move. After those 3 dips, plant your back heel down, warrior 1, but adjust your body a little bit, okay? Then take the left elbow on top of the right, or hold or hug. We're going to head, lift up, and then fold inside of thigh. So we breathe in, use our core, come up, and reach those arms right back up. So begin to shorten the stance. We can begin with the hands to the hips, actually. So pyramid preparation, all right? So right foot slightly at an angle. If you want to try it this way, if you don't want to take a bind or want to take it after, we can start lifting your, I haven't done this in a while. Lift your right arm up, and then you extend, and then that right arm just drops right underneath that right shoulder. So for me, I bet you I feel better with my block in my hand, and then rotate the ribs. Left arm, oh, that's not yet. I'm easing into that too quickly, but later. Draw your heart over your left thigh, and then you could take a bind from there if you prefer. So we do that revolved triangle in a little bit. I rushed into that. Think of drawing your heart to your shin, yeah, and your nose. I think of nose to knee and chin to shin. That doesn't really make sense. You want to more just extend your heart. Now come up halfway. This is where we rotate from ribs, left arm to the sky. Left arm to the sky. Pull left sits bones back. One more deep breath. Both hands come down, standing splits for a few breaths, like up to 5. So we walk our hands towards that bottom foot. We try to really relax the crown of the head towards the ground, lengthen your neck. But legs, they're so strong, like both directions. Imagine like really pushing down with that left foot and extending through the right toes to the sky. And then slowly go into a runner's lunge with control. And drop your hips a little bit. So this is that crossing the right ankle behind your left ankle. Okay, ready? So hold for a second, cross it, and then set it back into a lunge. Okay, open heart every time in between. Do it again. Hold, set it back, open the heart. Very good. Again. And bring it back. So I don't know how many we did on the inside. Let's do 2 more anyway. Whatever we did. Lunge it back and do 1 more. Whew. So that strengthens our hip flexors, guys. I hope you feel that. Left arm goes to the sky with a bent knee this time. So if you need to drop your right shin down because it doesn't feel like yoga anymore to you, you can't breathe. Well, good. Now start to come off the back knee if you could though, and then lift your right hand a few inches off the mat, but then begin to hook or prayer hands outside of that left thigh. Still twisting, right? Gaze down, a step forward and chair prayer to the front of your mat. Good, maybe open the arms out. Good, and inhale, then stand. You can get a drink of water or something. This would be a perfect opportunity to. So strong, slow, mindful movements to get our hips today, strengthen our hips today. I have been stretching them and not strengthening them enough. So let's try this again. Mountain pose first, or Samasthiti. Come back to just your body, the way you're breathing, and roll those shoulders out again. And take the right arm behind the low back, side bend, maybe look down. Come back through neutral, same thing, other side, looking down. Come back to neutral, possibly bind behind you. I'll meet you in a forward fold for about 3 reps. Releasing that, I'll meet you in down dog. So a vinyasa or literally just step back. Remember that table pose is the other option. So from down dog or table, take your right leg up. And same with mindfulness, slow breath, right knee, exhale to that right elbow, inhale, lift it up. Don't go fast. Let's really use strength, control 3 times, slow breath. 1 more. And then you'll step your foot outside of your hand, outside of your hands. So we drop our hips, so that we can pull the heart open. Okay, first we purposely like cobra with the upper body. Actually, everyone drop your left knee down for a second. If you have a block, put it in between, like put it underneath your hands for a moment. And maybe on that tall, longer, skinny side, put that side up. Be careful, don't, in case it flips over, but see about now coming up a little higher and pulling like cobra with the upper body. Ooh, drop the hips. Good. Drop that knee down for a second. Now put the block on the lower setting. Do the same thing here. Come off that back knee. Pull chest open. Good. Now let's go ahead into inside of the leg. You can move that block away if you want to. Right thumb points forward, extend your arm. Pull the right shoulder blade down your back. Heel toe down, the right foot in towards the middle as you put both hands down. Crescent, warrior arms up. Okay. 3 dips or still. So still really slow breathing. Slow it down. Good job. All right, and then plant that back heel down. Right elbow on top of left elbow. Right on top of left. We lift up our chest. Let's go ahead and fold right inside the thigh. How about 2-3 breaths? Have to use the cord. Pull yourself up. Pull your cord. Come up. Bring those arms right back up. And then begin to straighten the legs. And begin to take a bind. Or not. You can do reverse namaste, by the way. Fold over your straight right leg for pyramid pose. So remember, hands can come to each side of your right foot with a block. Good, nice, Paula. And pull shoulder blades back, everyone. Yep. So both hands are coming down now, if they're not already. So coming up halfway, and then twisting open right into the sky. Let's go ahead, place both hands down, standing splits now, standing splits. So we're not rushing out. We're actually treating this very slow like the first round. And then a runner's lunge, And let's actually, which side are we on, the right? Did we just do this side? We didn't do this twice, did we? Okay, I got scared. Okay, thank you. I was like, oh my God. But we didn't do this on this side with the block, right? Where we really concentrated on open. So let's do that. Okay, so put the block on the inside of your foot. Hands come down. Tall setting, I should say, not tall, long setting. And I want you to go ahead and drop those hips, open up for shoulder blades back. And then we go ahead, flip that down. 1 more setting. Drop the hips, cobra upper body again. And then let's go ahead, extend the right arm forward. And then the right arm up. On the next breath, let's go ahead, prayer twist to the right. Oh, we just did that twice on that side. That's all. Sorry, guys. And then chair prayer to the right. And then open the arms up. Good. And stand, mountain. So twice we're going to work with the heart opener on the left side and that little cobra kind of thing. Okay. Oh, my back feels better though. All right. Reach the arms down. Take the right arm behind the low back, left arm over ear. Let's do this one more time. On the left anyway. Other side. Come right back to center, possibly bind. You don't have to. We'll meet you in that fold, couple breaths. Good, placing the hands to the mat. Let's go ahead, half vinyasa or down dog. So keeping it slow, okay, guys? Inhale the left leg, slow breath, that leg lifts. And go ahead, exhale, knee to the elbow, slow with your exhale. Inhale, slow with that, raising it up. Again, 3 times, slow. And it's much harder. I feel weaker, but it's only because it's making me stronger. We step our left foot outside of our hands. So first set, get your block because I want to play with this a few times. So coming down to the back knee. So we're going to do this twice, but let's start here. So tall, thin, long setting here. So hands come here, draw those, curl the back toes under, come off that knee, pull upper body cobra, hold, hold, hold. Good, release, and then you'll bring it to that flatter side. Same thing, just open up cobra, cobra, cobra. And then move the block to the side and we'll bring that left arm forward, get really low inside that leg. And then place both hands down to heel toe the left foot towards the middle, crescent warrior, arms are coming up. Okay. And unclench the toes on the left foot. 3 dips once you do. 3 dips, so slow, because guess what, we're breathing so slow, right? We're all bionic women together. That was always my dream. I never want to be a princess. I want to be a bionic woman. So on your next breath, let's go ahead and take eagle arms. Drop that back heel down. Pull the chest open. And then fold right inside. Relax your jaw. Use your core now. Come up. And then we straighten our left leg for preparation of pyramid, right? Any bind, I'll meet you there. So just take your time. Just what do you want? How do you want to get into it? So chin to shin, heart to foot. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Good. Go ahead and slowly start to release that here. And we're going to just begin to twist open. So let's do it from here. Hands could be on the block or not. Twist open, left arm towards the sky. I will get in there in just a moment. Pull that left sits bones back. Yeah, good adjustment. Nice, Amy. Good. Both hands come down. So we go back into that lunge inside of our leg. So get your block again on that long setting here. And cobra with the upper body. Really dip your right quad towards the mat. And then you'll release that and try that other setting a little lower. Same thing. Purposely pull the shoulder blades back. And then let's go ahead, twist that left arm back forward. Actually, we added that back in, and then lift that left arm up. So you can take that block out from underneath you if you want to at this point. And then we slowly hook that right elbow outside of that thigh, prayer twist. And then we start to look down and go into that chair prayer twist. Possibly open arms. And then inhale, come to standing, reach arms up. And then mountain. Ooh, that was good. Wow. It's making me sweat. All right. Let's get hamstrings one more time, but no worries, no flow again. We did enough. Step out wide on your mat. Doesn't matter which way you go. Hands come, get those legs wide, inner feet parallel to one another. Draw the hands to the hips, pull your elbows back. Okay. First, push to the top of the head, get your head long. And I start tucking my tail back. Tuck it down a little bit so don't let your butt push out. Keep your back flat, hinge from your hips. So hinge from the hips and coming all the way down. Then the hands come down. Walk maybe your torso, or bring your torso halfway up, push the top of the head forward. And then fold in. So it's like chaturanga arms, possibly if you're able to put the hands down. Feel sensation underneath the outsides of both feet. Maybe let the insides of your feet lift, rotating on the outer ankle there. Feel a stretch. And then place the feet down and maybe rotate more on the insides of your feet. Let the outer sides of your feet lift a little or a lot. Drop those feet down, lift up halfway. And let's go ahead, hands to the hips. Inhale, coming up all the way. Arms open to reach out, so like star. Just a side bend. Right hand down your right leg, left arm over your ear. Good. Inhale, come back for neutral. Other side. Walk that hand down your leg, right arm over your ear. Good. Come right back to neutral. One more wide-legged fold of any variety where you can either bind your hands can stay at hips, grab big toes outside of the feet. Same thing you did before. I'll meet you in a wide-legged fold for around 5 breaths. And in your pose, whatever you're doing, keep your sit bones lifted. Still shine the heart towards the space between the thighs, right? Yeah, good adjustments. All right, now come up halfway. Let's go ahead and walk our hands towards the front of our mat. Baby dragon hold now. So dropping down that left knee, heel toe, the right foot out to the right. If you want to even take your, I'll do it from this angle. You could take your left forearm down and actually start with like the right thigh pushed away for a few. Then I'll just meet you in baby dragon as is of any sort here. And if you prefer to stay in that pose, you could. So I love the line, every defeat is just an angel tugging at your sleeve, telling you you don't have to keep banging your head against the wall. By the way, that's from a guy named Paul Weinfeld. I don't know who that is. One of my teachers, Lama Marut, he would say, you know, imagine that everyone is, and Michael Johnson would both say, imagine everyone, you know, we have this mentality like everyone's out to get us, but what about imagining everyone's out there to help enlighten us? You know, wouldn't that be a twist? All right, ooh, coming out of here. So we are majorly getting our hips and quads and hip flexors today, guys, right? So take that right knee back and take the right leg back. Keep it lifted, left arm forward. And just 3 times slow, elbow to the knee. Good. After those 3 times, bind if you could. Bend your right knee behind you. Reach the left hand around, grab your foot, pull the thigh up and away. So beautiful. Very good. Nice done. And then exhale, release. Camel pose for just a brief moment. Hands to the hips, heart open. or hands to the heels for those of you who can get that. And then release. So one more pigeon on this side. So go ahead and just step your left foot forward, you know, because we got into it from a wide stance, no big deal. So let's go ahead, baby dragon first on the left side. So if you want to do the one where right forearm comes down on the floor or a block, if it's too, you know, and then take that left hand to the meat of the mid left thigh and push it away. Bottom of the foot goes up and away. And you're actually maybe looking over that left shoulder if you want. So do this as long as you want, and then I'll meet you in whatever pose you want to hold. And so the thoughts of the mind, as you see, are coming and going, and it's quite all right. Try again to just notice them and not ride the thoughts away. Come back whenever you can, sensation of breath or sensation of body or things that you see. I had a friend who would use the sound of her telephone ring if someone ever would call her, or, you know, or her email would do a little ding ding, or Facebook would do a ding ding like, and she'd have her phone, you know, volume on. She would use that as a moment to pause before she ever answered it, to take one breath in and one breath out. Like that was her, like throughout the day, just little moments of checking in. All right, come out of the I'm stuck. Come out of that post table. I think hey guys, my screen's frozen. Ha. Oh my goodness, come out table if you could. Oh my God. Sorry guys, right arm forward. My hips have been tight. Elbow to knee 3 times. 3 times. And then I'll just go ahead, bend that knee, reach back, grab your foot if you could. And then release, and I'll meet you on your back and bridge your wheel pose. Feel free to take a 2-way stretch and then go into your pose for bridge or wheel. Great job today too, guys. That was pretty intense. I feel like it was, but that was strong though. Normally we do like 5 different flows and we just did one in our Sunday warm up. All right, bridge your wheel. Hope you're there. And one more breath. Slowly come down. So let's do our inversion, thumb upside down time now. Sit on your block, shoulder stand. Yeah, happy baby is nice. I like that today, actually. I might join you in that, Amy. And imagine like just breathing in through every single pore, as if you could take in all the fresh air, oxygen, calmness through the pores. And even breathing out the pores, just everything, just imagine opening up. And then if you're in shoulder stand, go ahead and take plow. And any other postures, let's just go ahead, meet in fish pose for a couple breaths. So fish pose. And slowly come down. So let's place the feet upon the mat and bring those knees now into the chest. So you could do normal reclining twist or twisted root. So you could cross that left knee over right, bring the legs over to the right, or simple. Another beautiful supportive way is you could place a pillow or blocks underneath your ankles and knees. It just is really nice support. And therapists will say, like, if you're a side sleeper, use a pillow in between your shins and your legs so the hips can relax. So let's go ahead, breathe in. We're coming back to center. Let's go the other way. So again, if you have one block or two, I either place one in between upper thigh and knee, and then the other one goes in between shin and ankle. And it just this feels so good. And then open the arms to a T. So take 3 more really mindful full belly breaths, and then I'll meet you in Shavasana. So take 3 more very mindful breaths. Ooh, and I like that. Amy has a little boo-boo on her back, so she's laying on her belly for Shavasana. But hey, if you ever want to try that, that's actually a nice, change it up a bit. All right, so the next few breaths, let's go ahead and take gentle movement in your bodies. And draw your arms overhead, your two-way stretch eventually. Take your breath in. And then eventually let that go. So I'll meet you in the next few breaths in a seat. This woman named Jupiter Jill, I'm sure that's not right, but she is an astrologist. She just basically says that during the full moon in Cancer, that this is a calm and caring and considerate signs of Cancer. So to put your trust in others and allow yourself to be vulnerable and open in sensitive conversations. So the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. We did so good. Thank you guys. Wonderful job. I feel like I did something today. So thank you.
That was
Amazing.
tough.
That
Yeah.
was. I didn't.